Story because employees are cheering the president's plan to raise minimum wage to $9 an hour. But will the move actually hurt small business? Joining me now, I've got Christian Dorsey of the Economic Policy Institute, good friend of the show, and also Drew Greenblatt, president of Marlin Steel. And gentlemen, thanks to both of you. And Christian, I'm going to go ahead and say that you applauded the president's comments in the State of the Union speech last week when he said $9 an hour. But Christian, 4 years ago, he said he was going to take it up to $9.50. That never happened. Why the change of tone here?
Well, you know, Cheryl, you do know me well, and yes, I do applaud the president's move. And, you know, what he's proposing is really a very modest increase in line with our still struggling economy. But let's not lose sight of the fact that the minimum wage right now is lower than it was in the 1960s. In the meantime, productivity has soared. So if you could tell minimum wage employers that you could have employees who are twice as productive at a lower wage than the 1960s, surely they would take that deal, wouldn't they?
Yeah, but at the same time, you know, I want to take this to Drew because many small business owners are saying, look, we're trying to keep our businesses at 50 employees and less that threshold because of health care. Now you're telling me that the employees that I do have, I'm also going to have to pay more, at least on a federal level. Doesn't that make the small business owner less willing, to hire?
Hi, this is Drew from Marlin Steel. Yes, I believe that if you raise the minimum wage, what's going to happen is you're raising the costs for the owners of companies, and they're going to have a tough choice. What do? They're going to say, you know what, I'm going to need less of these people. Right now, 24% of teenagers are unemployed. That's an outrageously high number. In the minority section of unemployment, it's 38 or 39%. So what's going to happen is we're going to make these people even less marketable. So companies are going to say, you know what, we're going to take a pass. We're not going to hire people. So the unemployment rate is going to go from 24% to a higher number for these people. And we want those people in their first job. We want them learning skills. We want them moving up the chain so that they can get raises and they can grow and they can learn about how to function in our society.
Understood.
We don't want them on the dole.
Christian?
But see, that presumes that employers are just carrying employees out of the goodness of their heart. And they don't do that. They carry employees to produce a certain level that leads to efficiencies and profits. And right now, those employers are as lean as they can possibly be when it comes to their labor force. So increasing the minimum wage is not going to result in job loss. What it will result in is much more money being spent in the economy and less taxpayer money being spent on social services to support people who are living in deep poverty.
But Drew, are you as lean as you can be right now?
If you pay somebody $7.25 an hour and you're forced to pay them $9 an hour, in some cases, not all, in some cases, owners of companies will say, not interested, I'm not going to do it, and they won't hire more people, or they'll have less people in their organization. My company, we pay 3 times the minimum wage, but there's many industries like the restaurant industry and farming, etc., where minimum wage is common. And what's going to happen is these entities are going to say, you know what, we're going to just use less busboys. And this is really going to hurt employment of teenagers and particularly minorities. This is a very bad thing for poor people.
The underemployed of the nation. Christian Dorsey, Drew Greenblatt, gentlemen, thanks to both of you. I'd love to continue this discussion another day. Thanks, guys.